Happy 2024, my loves. It is a new year, new energy, and it's weird enough to say that New Year's is my favorite holiday because I love the idea that we as humans celebrate the earth making a complete trip around the sun. I just think there's something so weird and beautiful about that. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a 2024 collective energy reading. These are my favorite readings to do every year. It's been a tradition of mine to do New Year's Eve readings for people. I've done them for friends and family in the past. I did one for my random neighbor last night. I just went up to him and he knew I did tarot readings. And he was like, hey, can you do a deep reading for me tonight? And it ended up being a very magical reading. It was so beautiful. And so there's just something about New Year's Eve that I love doing tarot readings on. And so yeah, we are going to be doing the collective energy for 2024. If you want a more specific reading for yourself, go ahead and you can comment down below. I want to do personal readings. It'll probably be on like a tip basis. But we can set that up if you just make a comment below if you'd like a personal New Year's reading. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so these cards are going to be overall themes for 2024. This is what the general collective kind of will experience. So this, again, is just general themes and keywords that'll be helpful for us during 2024. Okay, only one card came out before I cleared my deck. And the one card that came out was Sacrifice. So this is pretty interesting. We're going to keep going. I'm going to go ahead and use my Ethereal Visions deck to get us started. And I'm not going to touch on this card because it's a singular card about sacrifice. So we're going to see how the word sacrifice plays into 2024 for the general collective. So let me just shuffle my cards. My deck is cleared. So, how I always set up my readings is like the energy you're coming out of. So I guess that's what we're going to start with is like, this is the energy you're kind of coming out of like in 2023, is where we're going to start first. Okay. So let me get all my cards laid out here. So 2023 was rough for a lot of people. And I'm going to say that this is the message for the collective that had a shitty 2023. If 2023 was like the best year of your life, I'm going to say that you're part of a different collective because the energy I have here is pretty spot on with what I've been reading this whole year on this channel, which is just things not working out in 2023, right? And with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's kind of like you kept trying and trying, but you didn't get the results that you wanted. You kept putting yourself out there, but the results you were getting back in return was not it. We have the Two of Pentacles here, which is about balancing multiple things. So it could be multiple careers, multiple lifestyles, like being stuck in between something and it being stressful for you. Like this card is about like, yes, you balanced multiple things, multiple lives, multiple whatever situations, but it becomes tiring and exhausting for you. It doesn't fill you with energy over time. It actually depletes your energy over time. And again, this is energy coming out of 2023. So we have the Two of Cups here. And the Two of Cups is such an interesting card because we have the clean, new, shiny card on the side that I feel like it should be on. But when you really look at this card, it's like these cups are mirrors for one another. It's like you really realize what it's important to see both sides to yourself, both the good side and the bad side. Anyway, you were forced to look at, do a deep dive of both sides to yourself. And I feel like as humans, we do this. We should look at both the good and the bad of ourselves. But it was very highlighted this year. an emphasis on accepting the more darker qualities of life and just accepting that life in general is going to be filled with darkness. But this card really is an internal thing, it's not an external card. And this card actually came out for both of the gentlemen that I read for last night. This card came out for them as well. And so I think this is just a huge theme in 2023, is taking account for, again, the sides of yourself that you don't necessarily want to look at, and understanding that's just a part of life. We have the Emperor here, and I feel like a lot of these cards are like loss of control, like 2023, it was like you felt like you just had no control over anything. The universe wasn't fucking listening to you with a star in reverse. It's like, when normally when you can wish upon a star, it was like, bitch, nope, you can't wish upon a star this year. It was like very difficult. Anyway, it kind of took the joy out of you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you've just been kind of in this rut of like, what's the point? What am I doing? I have no idea. Like, why am I going to make moves? Because no matter what I do, shit just falls apart. And I think it's just something that you have to go through again and again and again and again, because most of 2023, the general collective readings that I did was a lot of tower movements. So it's like foundational shifts happening over and over and over. And it was also because most likely a lot of us had to make a choice and we kept not making the choice, or we made the choice. It kept going back to old patterns and shit. And anyway, all of this like resistance that you felt this year has made you feel pretty isolated. And it's like, you just stopped fucking, I feel like you just stopped, like, towards the end of this year, so you just stopped, asking for things, or, like, putting yourself out there. You really just went into this isolation mode to try to figure out, I feel like, get your brain wrapped around certain situations. You just had to take some time out. And so the Sacrifice card was for the energy of 2024, and I'm just gonna do the same thing here. Is I just want to know the energy of 2023, just in a singular card as that one gave me. So the throat chakra is what came out. And the mantra for this is I speak, because the throat chakra is your communication. It is the chakra that, again, is in your throat, and it governs the way you speak and the way you talk and even the way you debate people, and I feel like when the throat chakra is more closed off, it's harder for us to be ourselves and to speak our truths. And so I feel like collectively everything that happened was to teach you, everything that happened in 2023 was to teach you how to use your voice, how to speak up, how to say something's wrong, or ask for help. And really just, I think it really is also like you really came into yourself this year. Like, all the bullshit aside, it made you stronger, and it made you more aware of just the reality of life, is kind of what my brain just shouted at me. It's like, yeah, anyway. So this was just a little snippet of the energy in 2023. If this resonated for you, we're going to move on to the 2024 portion. And so, alright, so as I was studying this card, the Sacrifice card, and what this could mean for the energy of 2024, it's not necessarily about, like, sacrificing things and people and shit. It's figuring out why you're doing what you're doing, and understanding that sometimes to make it to the next chapter in your life, we have to do things that may seem hard or not, like, unnecessarily, difficult. But I have there's a lot of things going on here. It's like a planting of the seeds and her growing. We also have the rainbow coming off of her head, which to me is like the crown chakra is more like on top, but she has that connection with spirit, or like past like family members that have passed. It's almost like they're going to be making more of an appearance here. And then we have like this white purification. White is like, again, like the number or the color of purification, and just light energy in general. And so those are just some things to think about. Okay, so go to part 2, and that's where we will be doing 2024. All right, hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome back to part 2 of your New Year's 2024 Energy Collective reading. In part 1, we touched on what we're coming out of in 2023, and we touched on some of the themes that may have went on in 2023. And I mentioned a few resonated with the energy that came out in those cards. That this reading is for you. If you didn't resonate with it, it just be because our energies just aren't aligned in that sense. I feel like there's different collective readers for different groups of the collective, because when I want to explain something to you, it's like when we say collective energy, it's just like an overall energy of the entire like earth sphere, right? But not everyone falls into the same collective. Like I've noticed that some readers are good for like this 30% of the population, and then these readers are good for this 30%, so everyone has like a reader that they'll resonate with, and that's kind of what I'm getting at when I say if you didn't resonate with the 2023, that I'm probably just not the collective reader for you, or at least in this sense. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking. All right, so this is energy of 2024. Let's see what we got. It's really interesting that a lot of these cards, like I said, I did readings for 2 gentlemen last night, a friend and a neighbor, and like pretty similar cards have coming out, and it's so wild out. Anyway, right, my deck's cleared. Let me get these also jaded. Okay, so I have a few different messages coming in here for the 2023. So I'm going to start with this card just to kind of get it out of the way. I know it sounds weird. The Artist card came in reverse, and at first I was like, that's a little weird, because like I feel like because like this is like a creative energy, but when you turn it like this, it's almost like the message I got is not to judge your art. Like if you're an artist, you're a creative, sometimes we could be a little bit too harsh, and we don't get to put things out into the world because we're too harsh on our projects. Painting, writing, singing, anything like your craft. In 2023, I mentioned that it's like you didn't get the results you expected, even though you were putting yourself out there and you were trying. So you might be a little hasty to do that again, because you're like, well, shit didn't work out the first time or the second time, so why am I gonna do it a third? But those cards are really saying like, nah, motherfucker, put yourself out there again. Don't be hasty. Don't be judgmental about your artwork. It's just things have to happen at the right time. It's all in divine timing. And that's a really big message here is don't be scared to keep putting your art and your creativity out there. Again, it's just sometimes when things don't take off, it's just because it wasn't the right time. There were still lessons to be learned or energy to be worked through. Things sometimes just have to happen in certain timelines. And so we have the Knight of Pentacles here. In 2023, we had the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which meant, again, you're working on your craft but not getting the results you expect. This is about reaping what you sow, or like harvesting the seeds that you planted, But yeah, this is about the Knight of Pentacles is like harvesting. And what also caught my eye is the mountains back here. Sorry, people were walking past my window. But the mountains back here. And so like to me, this is like you could move any mountains to get to that foundation that you're looking for. And then these are like the seeds that you are harvesting. We have the Empress here, and the Empress is the mother of the tarot, the nurturing energy. So it's about nurturing yourself too. You know what I mean? Like, again, not being so fucking hard on yourself, because again, 2023 was a pretty rough year. If you resonated with the first reading, it was a pretty rough year. You probably felt very discouraged about a lot of shit, and it's almost like you didn't believe in yourself. And I think as more time goes on, like you will start to believe in yourself more and more. And again, it's about stepping out of the energy of being judgmental and hasty about putting yourself out there. So then I'm gonna move on. I'm kind of jumping around here, but I have the Fool card and the Judgment card. And again, I think that just attests to what I was saying, is don't be scared to make that leap of faith. Don't be scared, okay? Because what goes around comes around. With the Judgment card, this is all about like, what goes around comes around, basically. Judgment, you know. And as I'm studying this card, it's like the Fool is taking a leap of faith, and like there are angels there to catch him. I've never really read it like that, but I really like that right now, and that's kind of what my mind is going with. Because we still have more mountains. It's like he's jumping off the mountain. I have a lot of mountains in the background here and here. But yeah, it's kind of just like facing the music, facing the noise, and understanding that like there's both good and bad karma, and we both have to experience both. Because that's just the way of life, but taking a leap of faith. And the King of Wands is, so this is a masculine energy rather than feminine. Masculine is very logical and has like procedures, right? Whereas like the more feminine energy is about feeling and emotions, leading with your heart. He's about leading with his mind. He is worried about the logistics of things. He is worried about the proper procedures, about having like an actual plan in place. So I think 2024 is less about feeling and more about putting things into action, and more embodying the masculine energy of the King of Wands. Like I said, he's just more putting things into action rather than feeling like the feminine would. We also have an interesting mix of the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. And I'm going to get more clarification on the Five of Pentacles, so I'm going to put her to the side for now. I'm going to focus on the Ten of Cups and the Six of Cups. So this is like nostalgia, and this is about like fulfillment, right? And so the Cups is all about emotions, family, friends, connections, friendships, whatever. And so it's like you're gonna have a lot of fulfillment in those areas. You're gonna have a lot of fulfillment in terms of the people around you. Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be shocked up and married with a baby, but if you are, like, let's say you're someone who's been single, put the work into themselves, and like you're ready for that next step, this is like a good indication that you will find a counterpart this year that'll feel like family, or that you could start a family with. This will only resonate with a certain group of people, obviously. But it's about like, and also memories of nostalgia and family. And I think also like something that came out in one of my neighbor's reading that I did for him last night was like childlike wonder. And I think this applies here as well, is continuing to look at life with childlike wonder. And you see, it's interesting because we have this like house in the background here, and then we have the house in the background here, and I've actually never noticed that there's a shadow figure in the doorway, which is just like probably the mother or a family member looking after the kids. And I mentioned earlier, sacrifice is like past family members coming back to making an appearance this year. I just got that same message, which is so weird. It's almost like people, someone that has passed on is going to be sending you lots of signs this year. I don't know, it's pretty weird. Not weird, but that'll resonate again probably with just a certain collective of people. But it's like you have people looking out for you. You have people on the other side looking out for you. And yeah. Okay, so I asked for 3 keywords that I missed that the general collective needs to hear because I'm running out of time. So we have beginnings, so lots of new beginnings this year, and that's pretty indicative with the Fool card. We also have serenity, and this is just about like a smooth flowing path and understanding, and I think understanding yourself more, understanding why you had to go through what you went through. I think that'll be pretty apparent this year when things start like moving along. All right, a couple animal cards to wrap this up. Trust in divine detours. Time for a beginner's mind with the porcupine. Tend to the small things with the mouse spirit. Embrace the in-between. And take a leap of faith. Oh my god, you can't make this shit up. Take a leap of faith. Trust in divine detours. Tend to the small things. Time for a beginner's mind. As I mentioned, if you want a personal, more detailed reading, just leave a comment down below. We'll connect, and I will do that for you. It's on a tip basis, so you pay what you can. But yes, I would love to do it. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely 2024. I love you guys.